Adventure Land, Saturday, January the 7th, 2023. And I just got to meet yesterday William from Dallas and from the Atheist Club there. So today we're going to talk about an atheist tours Dinosaur Adventure Land. Bill, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed it. We've been a big fan of yours for about a year now. We watch you just about every night.
Okay.
And we especially, obviously being an atheist, love the whacking atheists. We had some we can look forward to every Wednesday, and your sense of humor and fun. Like, don't take it serious, atheists. It's just, a lot of fun, and we enjoy it.
Well, you've been here a day. You took the tour with me, and we call up some pictures. For those who want to come visit, anybody's welcome. Straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles, right off the interstate, right there, Lenox, Alabama. You didn't see downtown Lenox yet, did you?
No.
Okay. There's a stop sign, and that's it. And 4 or 5 closed buildings. Okay. So there we are. So there's our front gate, Dinosaur Adventure Land, always open. Anybody's welcome to come, okay? Let's see. There's our Science Center. You took the Science Center tour. How'd you like that?
Oh, fantastic. Obviously, I don't agree with everything, but, had a lot of great information. The stuffed, bears and so forth were remarkable, and just some interesting scientific facts. Especially I came here last night and I watched your video on sponges, and who would have known all that information about sponges and stuff that looks, that maybe it was designed. Obviously, might reserve opinion on that, but you can learn a lot from I've learned a lot from Creation Ministries. I've been doing this for 20 years. I used to go to the Creation conferences, and even though you might not agree, you can learn a lot about radiometric dating and other aspects of science.
Well, give a little bit of your history. You were raised fundamental Baptist or something, Well,
Methodist, and then I went to Baptist things. And I was in an evolution creation debate or class, and that's why I would go and hear certain things like on astronomy, the light travel problem.
Right.
So I would catch up on the Andromeda galaxy and the Big Bang and so forth. And so that's why I believe it's not a bad idea to maybe teach this in schools, because it's one thing just learning it by rote, but when you have to debate someone as you do, that's when you really learn. I think you would agree with that. You really, and when you have to study the opposition, you learn both sides and you can come to your own conclusion.
So eventually we're going to get you converted. Not a problem. Okay. So you saw the
that might be
Center.
A challenge. I just went to the New Orleans Defend Conference where some of the brightest scholars in the world, Gary Habermas, Tim McGrew, these are really high-level Christian apologists, and it was all mind-blowing. But this has been fantastic, too. So.
All right. Well, let's see. You got to see our sand dunes, our giant sand dunes, our Tyrannosaurus. Climb up and down 3 times, and you'll be tired.
And I took the real tour.
The real tour?
I was scared, but I said I'm going for it. So,
well, our lake was gone when this picture was taken. Here it is, put back together.
That was beautiful. I went out last night, and you can see stars.
Oh, it's unreal.
Yeah,
this beats Dallas.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out and get lower so I can see your thing.
Well, I showed you my theory when we talk about how the dam eroded away in 7 minutes. You can watch dam break at Dinosaur Adventure Land. 7 minutes. Grand Canyon probably took 5 days, not millions of years. How would an atheist or an evolutionist who wants to believe the Grand Canyon took billions of years or millions of years, how do they explain rapid dam erosion happens all the time?
I don't think they have a good explanation. I think you just got to have faith, Ken.
Got to have faith to believe.
Can you just grasp? Just not lean on your own understanding and trust in the
millions
guys.
Of years. Millions of years. Yeah, that'll do. We have all kinds of animals you can see. You got to feed the ducks. How'd you like our dumb ducks?
Oh, I love them. That was one of the best things to feed. You see, I don't do that in Dallas. It's so.
We can't really tell all the interesting facts about ducks on mixed company and how they could not possibly have evolved. I bet first time that guy was thinking, man, I need that. Wait a minute, it fell off. What else? Okay. Take the tour. We'll give you the real tour, okay? You got to see the bunny rabbits and all.
My favorite.
And the baby
rabbits galore here, isn't there?
We don't know how many. We can't keep count. They keep making more. We have side-by-side. You took the side-by-side tour and survived and got the certificate, the real tour.
I feel like
we have all kinds of stuff to do around here in our science center. So do we have 3 eyes and 5 arms, and are we freaks like some of the atheists think we are, or just normal people? Or
no, everybody's been very obsequious and, just couldn't be any, more genuine. And everybody, seems to, I've asked them, I said, when you're not there, what do you think of this place? How do you, and they're like, we love it. We just totally, happy with it.
Do you recommend all your atheist friends come?
Absolutely. There's a godless granny that said, I'd like to come, but I just don't know anybody. But you don't have to, because you'll make friends here.
That's right.
And, Tim and my bunkmates, we've just had, we'd have conversations till 1 a.m,
Yep.
about their experiences and all. So just come and get a different perspective, and you don't have to necessarily agree.
Right.
We have our differences, but we can still, talk about it and learn from each other.
Yeah.
Right.
I tell them, just keep studying. You can be a Baptist eventually. It's hard being right on everything, but I've been doing it for so long. Might as well
keep the same track. Yeah.
And my new book of the world's 3 most humble people and how I trained the other 2, that's coming out soon. All right. Anything you'd like to tell my audience, mostly Christian? Well, you're an atheist. Tell them why. Why are you an atheist?
Well, what I told the kids at the conference is you don't have to have all the answers to really understand apologetics. You need to understand paleontology, geology, a little Hebrew, a little Greek, astronomy. There's so many different disciplines, and you can't know them all. And it's okay to have a little uncertainty, to not have all the answers. And that's why I come here, because I want to hear your perspective, and I want to see what you guys have to say. And I agree with some of the things. I have my doubts on evolution. Well, evolution is supposed to be the best evidence for evolution, but how a Pachycetus, a land animal, can go to Amblicitus and the different stages to modern whales, I don't get it. I mean, you just have to have faith, Ken.
I have faith. Okay. I just don't have enough.
You don't have enough faith?
I'm working on it.
All right, good.
All right. Anybody have any questions for him? Randall, are we live? Can they get questions sent in? Okay. Yes, sir. Tim?
What does he think of that verse? What does Bill think of that verse in Psalm 14:1? The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God.
The fool said in his heart, there's no God. And you gave him a sweatshirt like that.
Right.
Well, when me and James Walker were doing, what's the biggest problem atheists have with atheism? What's our biggest problem? Fine-tuning, without a doubt. Because these constants have to be so precise, like the gravitational constant is 10 to the 60th. The energy density of empty space is 10 to the 120th. And even atheists agree that these parameters seem not to be come by chance or necessity, but they look designed. But we can't have that. I mean, obviously we have to...
Can't say design, right.
Yeah, we have to withdraw from that.
Randall,
so
take the slides down.
That would be something that, we have a real problem with. And like you say, the singularity... I asked an atheist philosopher, I said, I don't understand how a singularity with the expansion of space in this inflationary thing can somehow form galaxies. And that's the other big thing, is the expansion rate of the universe has to be terribly precise. If it's too fast, galaxies won't form. And if the expansion rate goes too slow, it's just all going to be on a big crunch. And this is like orders of magnitude that have to be just right. So it does take a lot of faith to be an atheist.
Okay. Yes, sir. Question.
Do you believe that an atheist is worse than a devil?
Who knows? Maybe.
Believe and tremble? The devil believe and tremble?
Oh yeah, isn't that amazing? And so we gotta maybe be even more. Well, obviously we don't have all the knowledge, and and you guys might be right. There's evidences for Christianity. It was birthed in Jerusalem, where it could be easily falsified. You have, I think we were talking about the skeptics like Paul and Jesus' own brother in Mark 6. He says, oh wow, let's get this guy out of here, and then he ends up converting after the resurrection. So, and we just had Gary Habermas at the conference, who's an expert on the resurrection. Give us these good evidences. So who knows?
Okay, now you live just less than 20 miles from Aaron Ra.
The great, yes.
Is he welcome here?
I told Aaron, said, I'm going to Dinosaur Adventure Land. Please come. Let's go and meet these guys and see what's up. And obviously he wasn't too receptive, and I'm sorry.
All right, if you would like Aaron to come here, say, come, Aaron. Come on, Aaron. Come on.
Come on, Aaron. Give us your best. I did it, so yeah, I'm still doing good. So
I thought about giving him the middle name though, Aaron SpongeBob Ra.
no. Well, I went to an atheist church, which is a rented building in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And they got their hands around Aaron like Jesus had visited their place or whatever. So you just don't understand how atheists just admire him and worship. So you've got to really give him the utmost due here.
Well, like I said, he's excellent at throwing out insults quickly, like a seventh grader would, calling name calling, and so that's why he's never taken my challenge. Come on Standing for Truth channel, equal time, one topic at a time, shut off his mic when it's my turn to talk.
Absolutely. Give him 10 minutes. And he's got to reflect on what you're saying.
Right.
Obviously he goes way too fast, and he has slowed it down, on his videos and so forth. But yeah, and he's like the B-level atheist, which isn't bad. He's not a Dawkins or whatever, but they call it the unholy trinity. They got Seth Andrews, Matt Dillahunty, and the great Aaron Ra, and they form the unholy trinity. It's kind of a fun thing. Yeah.
Well, I'll debate them all as long as we get equal time and one topic at a time.
Well, yeah, be fair. Right?
Okay, you've seen this place has come from absolute a gravel pit with nothing here in less than 7 years. Pretty cool here. I know it's not the multi-million-dollar Smithsonian, but general.
No, it's absolutely amazing what you've done. I mean, you're a really real visionary, and I'm an entrepreneur, and people don't realize what it takes to do this, motivate yourself, and to get something out of absolutely nothing and make it as nice as it is and as interesting as. And I stayed at one of the cabins, and it was fine. It was just terrific. So it really takes a lot to do this, from ground zero.
Now, they have atheist conventions several places around the world. Why don't they have one in Lenox?
Well, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
That would be very interesting.
Have a little mini convention of nothing else. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions you got for Bill here? Yes, sir.
Do you believe you can be a Satanist and an atheist?
Well, ask the great Aaron Ra. He is a Satanist and an atheist. I haven't gone that far, to be a Satanist. So, but let me tell you, there's atheists like when there was a former missionary to Africa, Ken Daniels, who. A lot of people say, well, you just want to do this for sin, so you can go and do what you want. He hasn't kissed anybody but his wife. So the atheist community is variegated. It's all over the place. And you're going to, find all types.
So is the Christian community. Pretty scattered.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Yes, way back there, Rich.
First law of thermodynamics says that energy and matter cannot be created by any natural means. How can you look at the universe and say it created it by itself?
Let me repeat the question for the audience here. First law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created or destroyed by any natural means.
How can you look at the universe thinking that it created itself, knowing that law is the law of physics?
Yeah, does atheism violate the first law of thermodynamics? Where did matter come from?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, like the expansion of the universe, you have, only 15% of the universe, the galaxies and planets and so forth, are seen. 85% of it's dark matter and dark energy. So this is a real problem. And some of the answers to the universe, how the universe was formed, is some people don't believe in the Big Bang. Roger Penrose out of England believes that you have cyclical conformity where it comes in and out of existence, kind of like a bouncing ball. But you have entropy in this. Second law of thermodynamics would say you lose energy. So that's a good point. Shouldn't it all just go into a black hole or something or whatever? But again, see, that's something you got to know more about in astronomy, and I don't have all the answers.
Well, they say light can't escape a black hole, right? And according to Einstein, the speed of light was the ultimate speed limit of the universe. And if light can't expand from a black hole, how is the universe going to expand out of singularity?
Yeah, great question. And let me tell you about black holes. We had Dr. Saliander, who came to Christ by studying black holes. And and then you have Richard Carrier, another great atheist in our community, who believes black holes, and there's one in every galaxy, it seems, that because they are destructive and light can't even escape them, and it's like something this size would weigh tons. So they seem to be a destructive thing, but she found that, and actually I looked at a neutral site, a science documentary that said black holes can have a beneficial effect. So who knows? You know,
All right.
you bet.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Do you believe in the flood of Noah?
Okay, this is what drives me crazy with my atheist colleagues. See, a lot of atheists really don't have a clue about scholarship, New Testament or Old. What you have is two different writers. It's a blended narrative. You got the P writer in the 6th century, the J writer in the 10th century, and this is a blended narrative. The redactor went and combined these two. That's why you'll have the flood lasting 40 days and the flood lasting 150 days in the J narrative. You have 2 animals in the J narrative, 7 pairs in the P narrative. So these things are very complex. And what's frustrating to me is people, that, well, give you an example, like Atheist Junior, who you've debated. I heard him the other day say the Gospels were written a century after Jesus. And I thought, that's not true. I mean, this mainstream scholarship, this is skeptics say Mark was written in 70, Luke in the 80s, and John. So that's not 100, it's 40. So you get these celebrities on YouTube that don't know the most basic things. The great Aaron Roth. Sorry, Aaron, but you didn't really know the difference between modalism and Trinitarianism. And that's just, you learn that in like 5th grade as a Christian. So, I get very frustrated with my atheist colleagues.
Amen. All right. You got questions coming in there, Randall? Okay. Well, thank you for coming. Tell your friends about us and come back anytime.
I would. I really enjoyed it.
Bring the whole
Thanks
family.
again.
All right. Thank you. All right.